Okay, welcome to the weekly training just in time on Friday, March 5th. Um, as always, thank you for doing such a great job with our students. I am very excited because I love the team that we have here. I'm also excited because I checked the weather this morning, and next week I saw 60s, I think like 4 days in a row. So I am ready. I think the snow is behind us, and that makes me happy. I'm looking forward to a good, really last stretch of the school year, even though it doesn't quite feel like it right now. So, just as always, a reminder: our mission and our core values. The mission is that every student feels valued and has a safe run to school. And the way we get that mission accomplished at Faithful Transportation is our three core values: safety, professionalism, and connecting first. So this morning I have really two housekeeping items, and then one of our longtime very good drivers, Patrick, has a story to share. So that's what we'll do today. Our two housekeeping items. Number one, every single one of you should have received an email yesterday with a link in it to register for the vaccine. Governor Wolf has made the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine, available to you absolutely free, but you have to register by 5 o'clock today. So if you want that at all, please register for that. If you haven't gotten the email, see Jen, see me. We want to make sure that every driver has this opportunity because it's been made available to you for free. The other question that came up is that it is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So it is you only need to take it once. So it's not the two-step, it's just the once and done. So please get that done today. Number two, an item of housekeeping that we have not emphasized recently, but I think is really important, is that when a student acts up on the van, or you have any type of incident on the van, as a driver or an aide, what I don't want you to do is when that student gets home or when that student gets to school, it is really not your responsibility to report that to the parent or to the teacher immediately. And by report that, I mean, my concern is not just a quick report of what happened. My concern is that sometimes you maybe had a really, really hard 20 or 30 minutes, and what feels like a report to the driver or the aide in the moment actually comes off like venting about the student. So when you are having a rough day with the student, please do not take the time to report that, especially to the parents. If you can imagine having a student or a child for them that has lots of issues, they are well aware of all the different things that maybe trigger that student, and all the different ways that student can be more difficult than the average student to manage. And so when they get that student home from school, what I don't want them to hear is a driver venting about how difficult their child is. I'd rather just have them drop that child off. Hey, how'd it go? Oh, it was a little rough. Or just, hey, it was fine. We made it. And then when you come back to the office, please fill out the incident report. Please talk directly to Jen or talk directly to me, because we want to make sure these issues are addressed. They just don't need to be addressed in the moment with the parent, especially, and also with the teacher. But once again, we want to hear these issues. We want to write them up. We want to make sure that you're supported in the van, but don't want to tell the parent. I think that's clear. So without further ado, Patrick shared a story with me this morning that I think would be, I'm excited for him to share with you. So come on over, Patrick.
Good morning. Yeah, I have a student that his highlight of his day is to see his father at the end of the day when I get him home. So he was excited on the bus when we got on, and he kept talking. I was going to see Dad. Do you see Dad? Well, the dad had already told me Thursday that he was going to be working and he wouldn't be there, and his sister would probably get him off. So just to prepare him for that, I just said, well, Dad's not there today. Your sister will get you. Well, then he yelled no, and got upset and got to the point where he took his vest off, his seatbelt off, and was trying to get out of the car door while I was moving. Was able to pull over and get his seatbelt back on, but he was still upset and took the seatbelt off again and was creating some issues on the bus. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. He's never done that before. And then I realized that, again, the highlight of his day is seeing his father. So I looked back and I told him, I said, your dad loves you and he'd like to be there, but he had to work today. And I know you love him and he loves you. And I'm sad that you're not going to be able to see him, but I still need to get you home safely. Please work with me and put your seatbelt back on and sit still there for a while, and I'll get you home as soon as I can. And after I did that, he complied, sat back, put his seatbelt on, and we had no incident the rest of the way, taking him home.
Awesome. Great job, Patrick. So what I love about what Patrick shared from yesterday was that there was behaviors that were pretty major. So the student was getting out of the seat, getting unbuckling, a real safety concern. And what Patrick did was that instead of, he could have yelled, "Stop it." He could have been very justified in being angry at the behaviors. Instead, what he did, like he shared, is that instead of going after the behaviors, he looked at the kid's heart and said, "Hey, this is a hurting kid who can't quite express himself," and connected on that heart level and said, "Hey, man, I know you wanted to see your dad. Your dad loves you and he misses you." And that is what settled the student down. So awesome. Thank you, Patrick. That was fantastic. And hopefully that's inspiring to you. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.